Well, you know, ever since they made this false flag operation, if you want to call it that, against the Confederate flag, and Amazon, Google stores, and Walmart, Sears, Kmart, eBay stopped selling Confederate flags, you know, I want a deal. I want the other way. I always figure whatever the corporation wants to do the opposite. So, of course, we got one in the back there. I decided to put them on each side of my Suzuki Jimny, right there. So there's one on a window on each side, and Flag City over here, man. We got the motorcycle cover, and we'll show you the other side here. Right there, back on the other window. So, boy, it's a real good old boy, freaking Suzuki. I couldn't believe even thinking about a Toyota Suzuki years ago, that being good old boys. Back in the 70s, anybody got anything that was foreign was a traitor. I'm serious, man. You got a Ford or Chevy or Dodge trucks back then were good, man. So, but begrudgingly, I found out this thing is actually damn good. And as you know, I'm a member of the Sons of Confederate Veterans, and you know, I think I'm effectively pushing the education on the Southern cause far better than a lot of people are. Maybe not the Sons of Confederate Veterans, but maybe some of its members, who knows. But I got some of these patches too. They're sew-on patches, I believe. Tried ironing one on. It doesn't iron on. It's a sew-on patch, I assume. One's probably going on one of my leather motorcycle jackets. One's going on my field jacket. I don't know, one goes somewhere else. And of course, that's from the Sons of Confederate Veterans. And I got a few of these stick flags, which are cool. I got some big flags. These stick flags are nice. And of course, you got down here, this is another good old boy redneck card, El Camino. Of course, you got it jacked up. I got to freaking do some shit on this today. I mean, I'm doing so many shit. But South was right, honoring our veterans. And of course, another Confederate flag back here. So anyway, God, man, there's somebody from New Jersey originally. Well, you know, I probably not too many more years. I'm going to be probably living down in South. Well, I know I haven't lived in New Jersey more years than I lived there, but it's getting to be pretty soon. I'll be living down south. Well, actually, if you add my Marine Corps time in, I'd be pretty much living almost as many years down south as I was up north. So that's something. Besides having a real southern heritage. But yeah, it's good to support these things. You know, and like I said, anything the major media hates, the big corporations hate, and you know, and you know, this is not. I don't even like saying that heritage, not hate stuff. It's like to me, it's getting away from the crap, or fighting the draconian central, the big man, you know what I mean? Whatever you want to call it, the big brother guy, the big government, crooked politicians, the big banks, the big corporations that are monopolies. That's what it's about. In a lot of ways, even that's what the secession was about, because the link between Wall Street and Washington has always been there, and the link between Wall Street and Washington was the motivation for the draconian taxes and supporting the draconian taxes on the South that were the 250% increase on the tariff. So I don't like being on a defensive and saying heritage, not hate, and I don't want to antagonize any black people on this stuff, because I know it's been associated. This flag's been associated with pro-slavery, which is not accurate, because the New York banks were pro-slavery, and the money powers in the North were pro-slavery, and that's the biggest scam going. Actually, every time you see a filthy rich bastard, they are always playing an angle that they're big philanthropists and they're doing everybody in society a favor, but for every dollar they give, there's probably $10 they take. And that's honestly, I don't want to knock Trump too much, because relatively speaking, compared to Hillary Clinton, he's better. But I would rather have seen a highly decorated war veteran as our president, or somebody that was a self-sacrificing muckraker in the media that was, the alternative media, if you want to call it. Not Alex Jones, of course, but somebody real as president than him. But what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? It's like, I don't think the government's going to fix the government's problems. I don't give a damn who's in there. And that's one of the deals with the Confederacy. The Confederacy is about the independent farmers. Actually, that's really what you can call it, the independent farmers revolution against draconian taxes and central authority. And maybe that's another way of looking at it too, the independent farmers revolution. Because most of the people, I look at my family who's in there, they're privates. One of them was a corporal for a little while, then he got busted down to private again. I don't know what the hell he did. He's probably too much of a rebel. He's probably a rebel among rebels. I don't know. But he signed up in April, and my other uncle signed up in April, and my great-grandfather signed up in 1861 also. That was in April 1861, all in South Carolina. And I got the cousins from both sides, the mother's side and the father's side, that were in the units. And they were like nothing. If they were some big slave owners, they'd be officers. None of them were officers, man. So I could say it was the fight for freedom of the independent farmers of the South. It's one way to look at it, right? So, and in a lot of ways, I think if everybody joined I think the Sons of Confederate Veterans needs more members, but if too many people joined it, say you had 30 million people join it, it would definitely get screwed up. It's almost better if it's small, but right now it's a little bit too small. It probably should double in size to get a little more support for this, because it's like, but there's people like me who are, I talk a lot, so I'm going to be putting out a lot of information on this. And I know the guys up in Google algorithms, and I know every time I look, I put a Confederate video out, I look at my ratings on Social Blade, they go down. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? It's like cause and effect. I'm like, really? I'm no longer influential because I talk about the Confederate cause? Yeah, screw you, you freaking yo-yos. Anyway, but that's what's cool about this. I like it because it's going against the grain right now, and that's actually got one of the appeals to it. Because I know if I'm pissing off the big corporations, the politically correct, and the asswipes in government, I know I'm on the right track. So, oh well, there you go. And yes, I still got my Christmas tree up. You know why? Not for Christmas, but the cats like it. So I decided, what we're going to put up here on the tree. Hey, there's one of the flags I could put. I got it up there. I still got it up for the cats. They like being under it. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep this thing up, man. But hey, we got a Confederate tree now. How's that instead of a Christmas tree? Right, Mr. Putin? You okay? You're a good guy. You got that heritage too, man. You're a Confederate cat too. You're all gray, just like Mr. Rocky and Mr. Boots, the Confederate cat. And we got Goldie out there, wherever he is. He's scouting around someplace.